Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2 from the Team Alpha X Brawlers Club, 2 of the biggest Terran brawlers in the history of the game. 2 incredibly different players. If there was a spectrum for Terrans, they'd definitely be on it on either side, and I think spectrum applies to Terran in many ways, which we will detail later after introducing the GSL champion. In the top left, the People's Terran. It's Cure. Known for maybe a little more macro and decision-making than the intense micro. That sets him significantly apart from his opponent. The 2016 World Champion, the inspiration for Diamond Leaguers from here to Korea. It is Shopify Rebellion's Byun. Almost a polar opposite player, even more than Maru. Like, Maru is a pretty well-rounded player. He can do anything. He's like the best parts of Cure and Byun combined. But Byun is a micro player, and Cure is a macro player. And we're in Terran versus Terran, where both of those things can become relevant, but in differing parts. What do I mean? In the early game, it comes down to the units that Byun, possibly the only player in the history of the game to get a unit nerfed explicitly because of him. Like, it is a total and utter guarantee that the Reaper was nerfed not once but twice because Byun wouldn't stop abusing it. Before Clem was even able to qualify for the World Championship Series because he was too young, inspired by Byun's Reapers. He got it nerfed from, the grenade used to do 10 damage, and the cooldown used to be 7 seconds. It's half as much damage now with twice as long of a cooldown, and that is this man's fault. Cure, on the other hand, is an argument for Marines potentially having a shield, and I'm not talking about for combat. I'm talking about an actual shield to maybe give them a chance to keep them alive for a few more seconds, but Cure is a little bit less micro-oriented. So, if we do survive past the initial chess boxing phase, the initial micro, the jabs in the first round, then we get to the more strategery. We get to the tank positioning and the expansion locations and the oh my god. Well, that wasn't great. Possibly the most predictable mistake. He went right up into the employee entrance where unfriendly Reapers were waiting. Can you actually see to the high ground from there? I don't think so. He's watching to see if anyone comes down. Yeah, well, that was... the cleaning bot! No! Always in the way. No one left to clean up the mess. Byun, murderous. Cure, also here. Has Cure murdered his cleaning bot? No. So he's down 0-2 on kills. A Banshee for Byun, which is an uncloaked Banshee. I think it will stay that way, as cloak is a significant investment for marginal return, especially when Ravens are the order of almost every day. Speaking of which, Cure going with the safe, middle-of-the-road play. He's got a Cyclone. He's got 2 Cyclones, actually. Cyclone's a lot more sturdy than Hellions and Reapers. He's building a Raven. Everything he's doing is like, please don't touch me! No touching! That's most of his build. Whereas Byun wants to do a little bit of touching, alright? Yeah, Banshee gonna get in there for some worker harassment. And also, with 2 Cyclones and more Reapers, he's going to be able to have high ground vision, and air units with slightly more vision could definitely be a factor as well. We do have Marine production, a tank behind a Raven. I don't think, like, Byun's not all in here. It's not like he's pulling the boys. But it's definitely a threat. Oh, well, this is going to get awkward. The Cyclones lock on. Both sides dancing around. Cure gets the better end of things. In fact, he's actually able to track down the other clone. A grenade, not going to be enough. The attack dog clone. But wait, the Banshee, Cure panicking. Cure's trying to out-repair the Banshee to limited success, which is I mean, you can't really run away from it, so... Unfortunately, this incredibly well-timed Banshee is going to end up both delaying a whole lot of mining, as well as... Will it be killed? I think he'll get it. Alright, so... Anything that Cure could have done to translate that into an attack is kind of stalled out by the impeccably timed Banshee backstab. Byun leaving himself with options, and Cure kind of obligated to return to his base. Well, now moving out. Ravens, couple tanks, solid force out of Cure. I mean, the army supplies are about even. What do we got over here? 2 Ravens, a 3rd command center on the way for either side. Cure with a slight advantage, but not much. Oh my god, the Reaper. The Reaper. A tank pops out, but he gets the SCV on the 3rd switch. The martyrdom grenade as well to delay the tank by that much more. A very Byun move there. Uh-oh. Oh, he scans and he still pushes the Cyclone into the tanks anyways. Cure, this push almost stopped before it started. I believe there's a location on the high ground. Is he gonna scramble? He uses the interference matrices, but Byun was already unsieging the tanks. They won't be locked down. Moving forward, turrets on both sides. Actually, I take it back. Those were all Byun's. So Cure will not gain particularly much ground. If he was a little quicker on the interference matrix, maybe he could have locked down the tanks and taken them out so they couldn't unsiege, but he doesn't have air superiority. He's gonna scan. 2 Vikings versus 2 Vikings is not a decisive advantage, if my math skills do not fail me.
The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you.
And Cure decides to pick up and back off and at least contain the low ground, which is definitely a more realistic option here. Yeah, Ooh, what is the tank count here? And remember, Byun had a little more energy on his Ravens. He could drop down a couple of auto turrets. Interference matrices could make the difference. Stim is on the way. 3rd command center. Cure is just now adding on his barracks production. He's not going to have nearly as many Marines as Byun, who already has 2 additional reactors and 2 more racks behind it. So Byun is going to be spamming his favorite units. Well, I guess maybe besides pre-nerf Reapers. And Cure eventually will not have the army to match. There will be an inflection point when, I think with Combat Shield, unless Byun wants to go. Oh, Cure doesn't see it. Cure doesn't see it. Vikings on deck. Pre-spread. Byun's going for it. He doesn't know. The interference matrix, stem, split, going for both sides. Vikings cutting through the tanks. Tanks sieging up at the back. There's not enough energy. Vikings on deck, but they're just gonna die with the rest. Byun clears the field. Even the Raven. Well, that was decisive. Cure. Wow. Just smacked out of the game. There is no hope of defending the counterattack. Byun with a decisive and incredibly strong execution in every sense of the word. And that means we're going to game 2 just like that. Cure had a solid contain right up until he did it. Wow. I will say, the idea was good. The low ground contain. That is a smart move, but he had already expended Raven energy. It felt like like his second wife, okay? Not to judge, but I don't know how many wives Cure has had. I'm just going to assume with no knowledge whatsoever the number is 2. Not because anything bad happened, it just didn't pan out. Moving on. The first choice did not work. The first choice was to attack in, to lock down the tanks with the Ravens and take them out. But Byun was too quick. He slipped away. Then Cure was left with the fallback position, which gave Byun all the time he needed, which wasn't very long, to set up a breakout. Oh, that was like a campaign mission level, like, you must escape from the tank contain. It's like, what does he have? I don't know, 4 tanks, 6 marines, a cyclone, and a raven with no energy. It's like, oh, okay. I think I know just the thing. I hope Cure can recall. Like, it was... He didn't really do anything wrong. He just didn't do nearly enough right. And that's StarCraft. Like, none of his moves were significant mistakes, but they added up into a position that Byun could take advantage of. And if you get Byun in a position where he can micro his way out, well, good luck with that. Two gas on either side, but not committing to all 3. So therefore, looking for an expansion sooner rather than later. It's very simply, if you don't have a factory, and your opponent does, and they get a significant amount of factory units or tech before you, you will likely die. That's just how it is. Like, you both have the same units. Having a 2 or 3 unit advantage or a unit tech advantage is just far too difficult, especially on maps that you don't have a ramp to your natural. That's another defining characteristic. Like on Curious Minds, you have a ramp up to your natural. You can expand a little more readily. That's why last game we saw expansions from both players right off the bat. Here, you can walk right in with Reapers and Hellions. If you're willing to make a bunker, well, that's an economic cost as well. It slows down the rest of your build, but that's the only reliable way to deal with a superior Reaper Hellion count. Let alone tank pushes and cyclones and all those fancy things. Starport on the way for Cure, and a little bit quicker for Byun. The calm before the storm. Cure is going to be the first to move out yet again. We'll see if Byun ends up being the last. Starport going to take a seat over next to the tech lab. Raven? This time, I think he go, wow, what a Byun play. Byun just like, I'm going to get a Banshee. On paper, not a better option. Does Cure just lose this fight? Yeah. Yeah, he just loses. Okay. He bit off a little more than he could chew. Byun had a Cyclone out in time. He got 0 workers. Alright, well. No, Cure just lost more units. I was wondering, like, did he get a worker or 2 or something? Like, no. He just lost a Reaper and a Hellion. More than Byun did. So. And now he just leaves. So that's kind of sad, but here we are. So far, pretty consistent. Here comes the Banshee. The Banshee is a kit. Like, this is one of those things that it's not the meta to build a Banshee. It's not the go-to build. Nobody really builds a Banshee, and by nobody I mean with asterisks, of course. I think this is Byun saying, I'm better than you. That's what he's saying. I have better multitasking and better micro. And he's probably right, is the problem. You don't make a Banshee if you're Cure, I don't think. You're not going to get the mileage from it. So the Banshee draws the Cyclone. The Cyclone is now in the main. That's a known quantity. So he comes into the natural. Kills a couple more Marines. It didn't get the mileage that the last one did. But he still got a few workers. He got a good scout. Cure is not moving out anytime soon. And if he does, it's probably a mistake. Yeah, Cure adds on a 3rd command center. Byun actually scouted. There were no additional racks, so it's not a quick bio push. Byun is a very active player, as you saw last game and this one. I guess that's an additional benefit of the Banshee, is being able to get that active scouting. Even if you don't get a ton of worker kills, there's no better way to scout your opponent than to start killing their stuff and forcing them to respond. 2 more racks. Cure should be starting his 2 racks a little later. He's a few workers down. The NG base. Cure! Now is the NG bay time. And NG bay time. Yes, NG bay time. Alright. Byun already has 2 finishing. But we'll see. Oh, the Cyclones are in position to deny the Raven. Cure turns around at the last second. He scans. He doesn't see... He saw the Cyclones with his eyeballs, though, right? His Raven, whatever they have for eye... Well, effectively eyes. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I never know why... What? What? There's a... How? How did a Reaper... He just... What? And it's getting kills. How is a Reaper getting any kills? What is happening? Oh my god. The grenade! He got it with the grenade. The martyrdom. Again. Oh my god, Byun. Nerf him again! I can't believe it. Byun got more kills with a Reaper than Cure's gotten. Oh, look, it's happening! Ah! Ah! It's kind of slow-moving fight. I think Cure actually wins. I'm sorry for raising my voice, but this was a bit of a hectic situation. Oh, God. All right, they just kind of stumbled into one another out here. And don't come back. Okay. Wow. And this is Cure's whole career here. Those tanks have 23 HP combined. 2 tanks. How many tanks did he kill? 0. Nobody lost any tanks, but Cure killed 90 to 95% of 2 of them. He's now down 12 supply. Ugh. He lost a Raven in that fight as well. Whatever happened to that first Raven? Did he ever send it into the main? I don't know. Well, yeah, he's down 1 Raven now. That leaves him with, I believe, 1 left. 2 left. We went with 3 Ravens on both sides. Byun, not investing in a sensor tower. Instead, gonna get aggressive. I believe he just finished medivacs? No, he's still going Vikings. We're fighting for air superiority. Cure with the sensor tower, acknowledging he's probably gonna be on the back foot for a bit. But the drive-by snipe... Oh, come on, Byun. Like, he's a GSL champion, Byun, and you were not. Not this time. This is not good. This is bad. Cure chased the Cyclones to the right. Byun just hit him with the left hook. This is not good. Yeah. Cure is not good. He's getting dunked on right now. Yeah. We're gonna need to go back to the drawing board and maybe order an entirely new drawing board. That's how much we have to change things. Cure just not stepping up to the plate here. It's 2-0 in a best of 5. And the way these games have gone, I am hard-pressed to see a reverse sweep. Byun is just... He's making it look like he's in another league right now. It looks like Byun has a chip on his shoulder at the moment. Like, the way he's playing these games is a get-off-my-lawn style. I mean, we'll see. After a quick advertisement, we'll be right back. Hey, everybody! Do you like StarCraft 2? You do? Well, then you should like this video, because that's really your only option nowadays. But make sure to check out more videos like this one. Are you like Winter? I kind of stopped watching your channel because YouTube doesn't force feed me your content anymore. At least not as much as it used to. And I don't have the ability to have independent thought and click on things myself. Well, ring the bell and maybe it'll do it more often. That's it. Thank you for watching. Welcome back to the Brawlers Club here in December 21. Byun, so far, is dunking on Cure. It's kind of he shouldn't be smurfing in this tournament. Cure is currently ranked higher worldwide than Byun, though not by much. Byun he's looking like the Byun instead of Byun. Welcome, like you gotta put yes, the Byun kind of situation here with this series. If he can replicate this style of performance in the other matchups as well, he will be incredibly strong next year. The return of the king? Potentially. Is that my clickbait for this video? Maybe. The king is dead. Well, the king right now is Cure of GSL. But GSL 22 has been announced. And the qualifiers aren't too far away. So we'll see. Cure gets an automatic seed. So we'll see him. Hopefully Byun does... Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god, it's so perfectly placed. The bushes block the SCV from one side, and it's just barely... Oh... It's a... Oh, God, it's the dirtiest version. He's faking a normal 1-1-1. He didn't proxy both racks. He's only proxying one. Oh, no. Cure's gonna see a racks and a wall, which is not... Like, the wall is not... Cure. Jesus Christ, Cure. So did you know you can wall this with one depot? Fun fact. Cure does now. Cure. Come on, man. Come on. He scouted the racks. He knew there was something up, something suspicious. Like, there, like 70. If the SCV had fit it, oh my god! Come back inside. How did you lock yourself out? You had one job. You literally had one job. Well, anyways, there's another entrance. Byun. The grenade bounces. Cure wins the duel. Byun comes back to even things up. And he did, like, Cure, the alarm bells were ringing. He's like, it was weird enough to hard wall off with depots that Cure went fishing here on 2,000 atmospheres. And he did find himself a barracks. So, at this point, he just, like, he's been working with that information. He already walled off everything but the near the front. He has every opportunity to defend this. And so far, so good. Byun is not all in. Like, even if this was scouted immediately, and it essentially was, like, he still just has a bunch of Reapers and map control. Like, Cure is 1 pixel away from losing this game. Against Byun with more Reapers, if he steps the wrong direction for even 1 volley, if he goes a little too far up the wrong ramp, Byun will pounce and rip his throat out. So far, he's been doing essentially that. So, like, that is what we're doing here in this series so far. He's gonna scout in with the racks because, like, did you know that Terran buildings fly faster than overlords without speed? What a fun fact. Oh my god. The grenades are so perfect! Until they aren't, and then he messed up the micro. Okay, yeah, that could have been better. Yeah, okay, Byun got a little spot. I thought he was gonna win it somehow. No, he just... Okay, that wasn't great. He lost 6 Reapers for 2 Reapers and 2 Hellions. It was still probably more than he should have gotten. Oh my god! Cure realizes. Oh my... Cure! 1 job! Ah! Oh, you're in my seat. Please. That's not even that helpful. Just the fact he landed it. Like, the fact he even tried, let alone it worked. Like, come on. He literally just reached over He literally sat down in the seat right there. Like, that's where the command center goes. It's like, I kept it warm for you. It's like, this whole situation makes me uncomfortable. Jesus. And Byun's gonna follow it up with 2 medivacs and stim marines. The classic finisher. You can't use it every game, as Terran units are pretty strong when prepared against this. But Cure has had no scouting. Not since he came up the ramp with the first SCV. This is a curveball. A curveball filled with drugs and guns. Which is the best kind of curveball, depending on who you are. But while Cure technically has the ability to deal with this, nice micro. If he's out of position at all, the Marines will pick him apart. Or they'll murder his base. Or both. Because right now... Yeah, Byun just flies over him. Oh, well, this is about the best case. Oh, he scrambled with the scan! Goes for the long range! He gets it! Knocks it down! And that was the one full of Marines! Perfect scramble! Cure! Not... He's been taking it. Oh, well, he did just lose the high-energy Raven, which was definitely a big mistake. That Raven may have... That may cost him the ability... Like, that Raven may have won the game for him. It had 2 interference matrices. It at least had 1 in the turret. You can't Cure. But that's classic Cure, right? Like, he goes for the double and gets thrown out, even though Byun made an error. What is with the baseball metaphors today? What is going on here? Oh, Byun knocking the defense out of the park right now. Grand slamming the Marines away. And a slider of a medevac slipping in behind the main. And right now, with 2 strikes on the board, he may be able to strike Cure out. Oh, it looks so good, but Cure just getting dismantled at the front. And right now, not looking safe at home. That was pretty good. Pretty good enough. Like and subscribe. Anyway, those Marines not helping out much. Seven SCVs down. Cure did have 3 CCs much quicker. Like, the 2 medevac build is a big mineral drain. You got to put a lot into minerals. Cure walled off his tank with his... Cure, move the racks. Wait, no. No, he just felt safe there, so he's just gonna... He wants to be walled off. He's not, but he's like, don't make me go outside. I'm a house tank. Okay. Oh, it's not an outdoors tank. Or you got 2 types of tanks. You got the tanks you fly around in medevacs and win world championships, which Byun has. And then you have Cure's tanks, which do other things. Supplies are even, but Byun gonna jump on the 3rd. No combat shields for Cure. No upgrades for either side. Besides their combat shields, of course. The tank count is pretty devastating, but air control with Liberators to help dislodge this position. Why the Marines? He boxed the too many units, but the Liberators will drive this away. 2 tanks gonna go down and Cure. But wait! At the back! Vikings on deck! A Viking raid not seen for 1,300 years. Oh my, he got 12 SCVs with landed Vikings. And he's into the main. He's got a couple tanks as well. Cure, strong at the front, but just falling apart at the back. A hospital gown strategy. Where was the house tank when you needed him? When we needed him most? He vanished. He must have unsieged it and brought it to the 3rd. Anyways, another strong defense, but 17 SCVs will pay the ultimate price. And Byun somehow gets out with a strong gust of wind able to blow away the medevac. He still unloads half a dozen Marines. Keeps Cure at home. A scan spots the 3rd. A disheartening revelation. Byun just running him around in circles, but Cure stops the cycle. despite all of this, well, Byun spent a lot of units here. Byun right on the edge of his sensor tower, on the high ground, willing Kira to walk into him. He's got map control, he's got a better economy, he's adding production and a 4th base. Right now, if Kira doesn't leverage his better army, Byun will drag this back into an even stronger position. Cure. Oh, he scans. Cure! Oh my god, he walks right into it. It's a disaster. Oh no, Byun has way too many Marines. Oh, he pounces, and he rips his throat out. It's over! Oh my god, what a massacre! He flailed around a little longer this time. He walks right into it. Oh, Byun playing with his food a bit throughout this one. But that series was not close. Cure was able to block him for a little longer, but the inevitable conclusion, Byun, 3-0. Wow, that was something. Make whatever conclusions you might, but I conclude you should check out these videos, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and tune in next time to see if Cure's gonna get up off the mat. If I know Cure, he probably played 8 other tournaments this same day and won half of them, so we will see. Good luck, have fun. See you next time. Stay chill.